Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, I got out on a tough day. We've got the turnover happening. For those of you kind of new to fishing, you know, the lake stratifies over the summer. You got a warm upper layer of water, then you got a cool lower layer of water, and then there's what's called the thermocline, which is it can vary at different depths throughout the year. But anyway, as the weather cools, the upper layer, warm layer of water will cool, and eventually it just turns over. It drops and mixes with the bottom layer. A lot of times you get a funky smell to the water. The water looks funny, and that's kind of what's been going on. You know, different parts of the lake are going to turn over at different times. It's a process. It doesn't all happen at once. So we're in the middle of that process, and it'll continue. You know, different parts of the lake anyway. Usually around Christmas when it kind of finishes. But started out threw a little top water. Didn't get any bites at all. And I you know, went to my jig. This is the exact jig I'm using. It's got some black, it's got some blue, it's got some green pumpkin in it. It's probably my favorite color. Just dark is what you want. And then I put a trailer on this. I pour these trailers, just a black and blue, you know, crawdad looking trailer, and it'll get you some bites. All right, thanks for watching. Back out on a chilly morning, but it's warmer than it has been. It's in the low 40s. I'm going to start off with a little top water. Ooh, it's a nice one. All right. Been a bit of a slow morning, but the old jig, hey, that's a nice 2.5. I don't know, 2.5, maybe 3 pounds. Nice fish on the jig. Whew. About time. I was getting worried there. Now I'm looking for rocky points that drop off quickly. I don't really like a sandy bottom. I want rock. It makes sense, you know, crawdads are going to be crawling around in the crevices and the little holes, you know, around the rocks, and the bass know this. They look around these areas looking for an easy meal. I think I'm just going to stick with the jig. I've been trying some other things here. I know the jig will catch them. Gun. Fish. a nice chunky, a couple of pounds maybe. Nice largemouth. I will take it. Fish are kind of hard to come by right now. Just throwing my 1/4 ounce black and blue jig. It's actually a dark green pumpkin and blue today. I didn't even feel that fish hit, just my line started moving. So the water is a funky color. I'm pretty sure we got turnover happening here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's some weird funky looking stuff on the surface of the water. I think that's the results of the turnover. Don't really like the way it looks. A little warmer this morning than it has been. It's supposed to be in the, I think it's supposed to make it to 70 this afternoon. So with temperatures, up and down and up and down, the fishing's a little bit tough. Also caught a couple fish on the jig and fluke. I've shown it a million times. You've heard me talk about it a lot. One thing I want to stress is the chartreuse on the tail of that bait. Chartreuse in particular is it's just a great color. Spotted bass especially love the color of chartreuse. So I try to put a little chartreuse on just about everything. I really don't do it on a black and blue because chartreuse isn't going to show up all that great, I don't think. But anytime I'm using a hair jig or a small, minnow imitating bait, I have some chartreuse on there. All bass love chartreuse, especially spots and smallmouths, but largemouths do too. And even the stripers love chartreuse. I can't stress it enough. And you will see if you watch my not today's video, but my next upcoming video, you will see where chartreuse makes a huge difference. The next video is a good one, by the way. Very interesting. Boy, there's a lot of bait. A lot of bait on this point. Oh, okay, switched it up a little bit here. We're throwing the jig and fluke. Saw some bait on my fish finder. There's another nice spot. Interesting. What am I doing here? Another jig fish, not a giant, but I'll take it. There just doesn't seem to be a good pattern that you could catch a bunch on, but the jig is about as good a pattern as any right now. I do not like the color of the water. Jeez. So there's a lot of bait up in the creeks on the north end of the lake right now. I'm keeping my eye on it because the stripers will be here at some point. the farther back in the creek I go, the cooler the water temperature. I've got 60 degrees here. Another, ooh, don't splash me, another fish on the jig and fluke. The fish hit it a little funny. That's a good sign. I like it. It's weird, you know, they should be bunched up on the points. Mostly singles. Boy, we are close to the good fishing though. We're close. It's not too far away. Must be a little one. And for those that are interested, I use a 7-foot medium heavy fast St. Croix Triumph rod. I've got a Shimano SLX reel on here. I like these reels. They're inexpensive and they're rock solid. I've got several of them. I've also got the more expensive Shimano Corrado, which I like as well, but it's almost, I mean, it's more than twice the price of this SLX. The SLX I kind of think I like better, but I'm using 14-pound Gamma Edge fluorocarbon. Anyway, that's my setup currently anyway. So anyway, I was able to manage a few fish on a tough day. When the turnover is happening, you're going to hit days where it is tough to catch fish, and this was one of them. But I did catch a couple of nice ones, and you will hit days where fishing's great too. But normally turnover time is tough fishing. Got another deer running around down there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in for the next video. It's a good one. We figured something out and caught quite a few good fish. But thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. It helps my channel. I want to keep growing it. And I will see you out there next time.